So our YouTube is up and live. Yes, we are live. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening, wherever you're joining us from. Let us know where you're joining us from. It's our June webinar for the month of June. It's our webinar for the month of June, and we're excited. We're going to be talking about investment risk and rewards, and we're going to be looking at different investment strategy. And we have our speaker already in the house, ready for us, ready to go live. So wherever you are, sound the alarm. We're good to go. Okay. Yes, we have Banker here. Banker's here. V-Brain, hello. Um, Faith, hello, hello, everyone. Good evening. How's your day been? Okay, so what's meant to be engaging in the chat while we're waiting for everyone to come on board? We're starting? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Hello? Yeah. Okay, Banker, we can hear you. Maybe you want to stay mute briefly. All right, so welcome everyone. It's the day we've been waiting for, the 30th of June. And, Coach has been live on Instagram in the last maybe 10 days. It's been a lot. But talking about risk and reward and different investment strategies, and we're just going to be hearing more this evening. We have Coach Mo here already, live and direct. And we also have Mr. Mansford here. Our financial coaches, they are experts in this field. They know a lot. They have a lot to share with us tonight. And we're ready. Yes, V-Brain is joining us from Abuja. We have Faith here in Lagos. I am Bumi Okeshola, and I'm joining from Lagos. And I'm really, really excited and ready to learn. I was having a conversation with someone, and we were talking about it. We're like, it's a lot sometimes to take risk, especially when you don't have knowledge about it. But we want to get that knowledge today, and we're ready for it. So Faith, Banker, I hope you're ready. V-Brain, I hope you're ready. Please, let's sound the alarm. Let's go to our communities. Let's go to social media. Let's go to Instagram and just let people know that we are live and ready to go. Yes, we're ready, ready, ready. We've been talking about investment even within the team. And, we really want to know more about it. I feel like this information is out there, but a lot of times it's just the how that prevents people from going into it. And that is what we want to learn today. We're going to learn the how to do it and how to do it well. So while we're waiting for others to join us, I'm just going to play the Power to Know profile because this is powered by Power to Know, and we do this every month. We do this once a month. We have our webinars monthly. And if you've been part of our webinar, you know that it's filled with light, it's filled with a lot of knowledge, and it's filled with a lot of tips that you can use and begin to implement immediately. Okay, we have Mrs. O here. Good evening, Mrs. O. Thank you for joining us. So I'll be sharing my screen right away while we're waiting for others. And we're expecting that you are just sharing this with your community and letting them know that we are ready to start. Just give me a minute and I'll be playing the P2K profile. Okay. Allow me to share my screen. Okay, so our YouTube is up and live. Yes, we are live. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Power to Know offers comprehensive financial and life coaching services aimed at helping clients build wealth, lower risks, and manage taxes effectively. The approach includes science-based investing methods, personal to foster financial independence.
And we have our speaker already in the house, ready for us, ready to go live. Sorry, I'll be playing that again shortly. There's a little interruption. Okay. Okay, good.
Power to Know offers comprehensive financial and life coaching services aimed at helping clients build wealth, lower risks, and manage taxes effectively. Their approach includes science-based investing methods, personalized coaching, and education to foster financial independence. They emphasize the importance of adapting to rapidly changing financial environments and the significance of personal development. The company's strategy revolves around individualized coaching tailored to meet specific needs and goals, whether related to wealth accumulation, career advancement, or life transitions. They stress the importance of accountability in achieving success and employ a goal-oriented methodology to ensure tangible progress. The team believes in the potential of every individual to achieve greatness and is dedicated to helping clients unlock their potential. Through guidance and support, clients gain confidence and skills to take control of their financial future. Power to Know invites individuals to join them on a transformative journey focused on skills building, accountability, action planning, goal setting, and feedback and reflection.
So welcome again, everyone. Also, we have more people in the house. Please let us know where you're joining us from. Let us know where you're joining us from. I can see Abigail here. I can see Afoluke here. Thank you for joining us this evening. Let us know where you're joining us from in the chat. I'm looking at the chat and I'll be handing over to Coach in just 1 minute. So if you're excited and you're ready to go on this journey this evening, please let me see ready in the chat. Coach is ready. Our speaker for the day is here, right here, came right on time. Ready, Abigail. Where are you joining us from, Abigail? Let us know. You're welcome. Mrs. O, good evening. Ready. Yes, we need more ready in the chat from Leeds. Mrs. O from Leeds, thank you for joining us. And we are starting right away. We're going right into it. Yeah, B-Brain is ready. I am also ready and good to go. So with a clapping, standing ovation, please let's welcome our very own coach, Coach Mo, to take over and get us ready for this journey. Okay, I'm spotlighting Coach now. All right. Good evening, sir.
Right. Can you hear me, everybody? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, anywhere you are, everywhere you are in the world. It's amazing. I've got to start. I'm in the United Kingdom, and right now, England is playing against Slovakia. So, everybody in England who's supporting England, they've got an eye on the game, just like I try not to, and they've got an eye on here. So, let's get to it. Don't worry, England is going to be fine. England has a habit of putting all of us on the edge of the seats, but eventually we will come through with that. So while that is going on, checking us from United States, America, please, can you not give us that news, please? Whoever is telling us England is losing. England is losing is a fact, it's not the truth. And facts are subject to changes. So you just keep watching, you will see. England will put all of you to shame. Okay, now let's get back to it. It's good to be here. My name is really Coach Mo, and tonight I'm so delighted. It's gonna be a conversation tonight, and it's going to be between myself and one of my favorite individuals. We're going to be dissecting investment strategies, and we're going to be focusing majorly on risk and reward. We've been talking about this for quite some days now. We've been trying to look at it from different views, different perspectives, and different takes. So it's going to be very conversational. And tonight I have with me yours truly, Coach Apostle Mansford Asante. Every time I try to introduce when you get to the back of the name, all the degrees he has, MSc, MDD, what do they call it, CSA, what is that one? ACCA, KGB, FBI, I could keep rolling on there, but it's good to have him here tonight. So there he is.
Coach. What a joy. Hey, Coach Mo. Good to see you, man.
It's good. It's good to see you. It's good to see. It's like we couldn't get enough of each other over the last 24 hours.
Man, I can't believe what you've done in the last 24 hours, mate. You've been down south to the capital city, haven't you? And
Yeah, I've
and
been to the seat of power and I'm back up north
and
here,
and
so
man, your energy, your passion, mate, we salute you. We really do. We appreciate you, man. What you're doing for the community, what you're doing for humankind, what you're doing for all of us. We are renewing our minds. You're teaching us, and we are students of you, and we are grateful to God for all that you do for us. And when I became a bit jealous when he said I'm one of your favorite, I was gonna, I don't like when I'm put in the basket with. I thought I was gonna hear I'm your favorite, and until I saw that no, J20 Jum is there.
I've got to pick my words so carefully.
No,
So
you are the Englishman, man.
that's what I'm saying.
You are the Englishman, man. You are the Englishman, man. I'm an Ashanti boy. So, but when it comes to English and grammar and picking words very carefully and playing the politics and all that, I come to you, man. I take off my heart for you. But it's good to be here, family. Power to family. Thank you so much, everybody in the background, all that you're doing, all that you do to make sure that monthly we receive, timely information to make the right financial and life decisions. You are impacting lives. I mean, Coach Mo was with us yesterday, and every day your passion, your heart, and the team that are behind this assignment, all I can see is onwards and upwards. And yeah, very soon we know it's going to be thousands and millions of people that are going to be receiving the knowledge that you have to help their lives and their own worlds. It's good to be here. It's good to be talking about, to talk about investment, to talk investment today. And when I'm doing something, all my heart is in it. So I can honestly say to you, I haven't got any England game or anything anywhere. But somebody's got to tell me, because you know how much I love my country, England. Yeah, we've got to win. We've got to win this game.
We win the game. Don't worry about that.
We've got to win this game. We're playing Slovakia. Come on.
Yeah, you see, that is my worry, because the worry there is sometimes we have a habit of because we're playing a country that we think they're not at the same technical level of technical ability as we are, and mentally the guys just switch off basically. So I'm hoping by the time they come to the realization of this, is something I always tell my wife this thing. I was like, the greatest mistake anybody can make in a battle is for you to underestimate your opponent.
Whoa.
The moment you make that mistake in life to underestimate a situation, a circumstance, an opponent, you've already lost. Because number one, you will never bring your A game to it. It's not complacency. You get complacent. That is why you would always see that they would always say there's an upset. What is an upset? An upset is when a supposed underdog beats the supposed winner. Now, who gave somebody the title of an underdog?
And that's the question I was gonna ask. I mean, so what makes a person underdog? And I guess when we say someone is an underdog, it's a definition of a thing or something or someone at a point in time. So while you said that, you said anytime you underestimate your opponent, you're in for you're gonna lose because you underestimate. And maybe that underestimation is coming from a previous knowledge of the person's abilities, a previous knowledge of a market. You know where we're going? A previous knowledge of market conditions and all of that.
Pride.
Yeah. So
your last win is your greatest enemy.
Yes.
Because it makes you take things easy. It makes you assume I know it. It makes you become complacent. It makes you feel, don't worry, it's going to be okay. And you can see this thing happen in all relationships. Sometimes it's either the husband take the wife for granted because
they've been around, yeah.
Or the wife take the husband for granted, or the children take the parents for granted, or vice versa.
Yeah,
it's that thing whereby the moment, and my favorite book said something. Let's eat that thinketh is time take heed. What is telling you there is never at any point in time think you've arrived. Never at any point in time think you know it all. The rich fool. The rich fool in my favorite book, what did he say? He said, now I've accumulated everything. Let me rest. What did he do? He took life for granted. That means he's conquered fully you've conquered life. Life was there before you were born.
That's right.
And since life is going to be there.
Yes.
So it is a privilege you are passing through it.
Yes.
So it's those things that, and we just taking this to where we are going is, how many times have we taken the market for granted and we've paid the price?
How many times have we taken the market for granted? And how many times did we think that something that we thought was that has remained the same? Someone did not have something, someone didn't have a strength, ability, knowledge. Someone wasn't technically competent, and you go meet them again and you think they are at the same place. And for me, one thing that really, blesses my heart is that this humility to always open your heart to learn. You never ever know what you're going to learn from the person. And the fact that even with our own portfolios, to keep them under constant and continued review, so that, as things are changing, we also adjusting ourselves, not only to, make sure that we are not swept away by the change, but also sometimes to be on top of the change and be among those who are actually changing things. And so, yeah, England will win. I wanted to say that.
England will win. That's something they get out of that, and it's things that when you think about it, and with what you just said is, I'm not sure. There was a session I had a couple of weeks ago or months ago. I can't remember. And what we did was I had the portfolio of Warren Buffett, who probably in this generation is one of the greatest, investor, which we could point to that is still alive. And that video is a 2 minutes video, and that video took us through the portfolio of his company, Berkshire Hathaway. You can imagine that company, one share in Berkshire Hathaway is around $600,000. And that video took us through the whole from I think last year. There was something that I noticed was constant. The positions they held was always changing. And that position, if it does not change in terms of the completely out of that market, the allocation percentage changed. And for a very long time, it was oil, it was finances, and slowly, I noticed when the dispensation was changing, things began to change with it. And eventually, right now, the biggest position is in what? Apple. And how do you dissect Apple? Is it tech? Is it AI? Is it is it services? Is it everything? And I was looking from when they started, the biggest position when they started, and the biggest position now, and how many times there's been change. And I was like, oh my Lord. Now imagine people who will now say, okay, I've bought this, I've invested in this thing, and they're going to keep sending my money to it for the next 40 years, and I won't check it. What great mistake is that going to be? Today, I'm going to throw the first question, in terms of from your perspective, because we rub minds a lot when it comes to investments and asset classes. We have like 4 or 5, depends on who you ask, asset classes. We have the cash and cash equivalent. We have the equity, which is the stocks. We have the real estate. We have the bond market. We have the bonds, fixed income. We have real estate. We have commodities.
Yeah, commodities.
And right now we have digital assets.
Yes.
So, from your point of view, what is your take on where the whole of this investment journey is going? Because we 5 years ago, there was nothing, we could not put anything in that class called digital assets. It was not there. Though those things were playing at the background, but they were not officially there. But right now, we can say officially we have a class that is digital assets, basically.
Yes.
What, for the audience, for the listeners, what would you say to somebody who is just getting into this world and is saying, please, guys, I'm just looking for simplicity. Now you're telling me I should come and start thinking cash on cash. Where should I go? How do I turn?
Coach, thank you so much for that question. And I think your question really takes me back to what you said yesterday, and just so that you know that I'm a very good student of you, and is that there's no point in pouring water into a leaking bucket. That for me was so powerful. I mean, what happened to me yesterday from your session? I'm still drunk in all of that, and I think it's gonna. Well, that message has to stay with me so that I can continue to benefit from it. But I think then again, you said something that one of your commandments is know thyself, and that is the reason why, as professionals, one thing that we do, whenever I give presentations, I often say this at the very beginning of my presentations, that none of this is to be taken as a financial advice. Because for me to give you financial advice, which I do, I have to know your circumstances. I have to sit down with you and understand your motive, understand, some background about you, understand your financial background and all of that, and where you're trying to go. And then so that we can put in asset classes, investments, and other things, a mixture of them to bridge the gap between where you are now and where you desire to be. All right. So for me, it's all about the person. First of all, if you want to invest, I think first and foremost is that commandment. What is my current situation? Do as is analysis of you. Where am I now and where do I want to be? Okay. In that, I want to see the time frame that you have set for yourself, the time you've set for yourself to achieve your objectives, financial goals, and all of that. I want to understand, what we call risk tolerance is, because obviously based on your age also, somebody who is starting off and looking at investment and is 20-year-old or in their 20s will probably have different time to deal with and to invest than someone who is like in their 40s. So basically, what's your risk tolerance? What are you looking to go into, and what time frame have you given to yourself? Do you have 10 years, 15 years, 20 years?
Yes. Now, Giovanni, I could not tell if it's your microphone, if it's my internet. I'm just trying to test to see if I'm the only one who is hearing it. It sounded scary and funny. Yes, it is the feedback is it's quite funny. It's not working. Yeah, technology. When you watch the recording of this video, you will be laughing yourself the way we're hearing you. So, ladies and gentlemen, apologies for that. That is technology for you. See, this is why one of the reasons why you cannot take anything for granted. This is one of the reasons why you cannot assume everything is always going to work every time, but always have a plan B. And if you say straight away, Manny is going into plan B. So while we're waiting for Manny, let me continue. Oh, are you back now? Yep. Okay. Just give us a moment. Manny is going to fix that. So while we're waiting for him to come, now let me continue what we were saying, what he was talking about. I was asking him to walk us through what is his perspective in terms of when you're looking at asset classes. Somebody who is so new to this, it's easy for we that we live in this world of finances because we live and breathe it, to find it so easy for us to navigate their way. Just like it's very easy for every one of us to do what we do with so much ease. So what we're doing is we're taking a few steps back and we're trying to now slow things down and breaking it down to the point whereby we come in at the entry level of what we reach to work for you. Are you back now?
I'm back now. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, seriously, you need to watch the last 5 minutes and listen to
All
yourself.
right. Okay. Loud and clear. Thank you so much, team. Wow. Wow. I was just enjoying Coach Mo speak. He's my Clifford, so I always want him to speak and so I can listen to him. Not knowing that there was actually a prompt here that my mic was acting a bit funny. Hey, but we're back. Nothing can stop us here. Right. So I think you mentioned some of the asset classes out there. You mentioned you spoke about cash and cash equivalent, like can have your cash, your savings. You walk through all of that commodities and come to things with banks, and then also with governments, bonds, and all of those things, and then you come into the stock market, the exchanges, and then you can obviously go into equity and all of that. But broadly, assets classes are broken down into two, like we have what we call the risk assets, and then those that are obviously more safe, to go into them. And risk assets, obviously, it's risky, not because if you touch it, your hand will burn, no, but risky because the assets that you invest in, you do have to expect that if anything at all, you could lose your money. For me, I always want people to be aware of that, because I don't want you to go and borrow somebody's money and go and say, I'm going to use it for investment, make profit, and go and pay that money back. And then obviously you go and lose the whole money and then you have a problem. And then it's okay, let me just go and sell my house. And then you go and sell your house, get into it, and then you lose that money and your house is gone. And now you are without a roof. That is not wise thing to do. So we have those classes. When it comes to risk asset, we thought it was stock, but then I was going to say more recently, but it's not that recent. We have digital assets that have been around for some time now, and those who have been around for the last 12 years or so, they've known this digital asset, cryptocurrency, the blockchain technology. And hey, man, that one is very, when we say hyper risky, it is there. It's for big boys. When I say big boys, I'm talking about people who are not afraid to lose. At the same time, also, the rewards can be very, very astronomical. So I think that is why we are having this discussion today. It would depend on your risk tolerance. It would depend on your individual circumstances, why you want to go into this particular asset. There are various risks that are out there. We can talk about some of them so that we can actually open you up to some of the risks that you want to be aware of. But generally, as we know, the higher the risk, the higher the rate of return. And the lower the risk, the lower the rate of return. So some people want high return, then they must be willing, to accept the higher risk that comes with it. And then if obviously you don't want a higher return, so you're comfortable with low risk, then you can also be, or you should be comfortable with low return. And that is where the whole thing is about. So the ability to strike this balance in a way that works for you as an individual. And that's where individual financial advice comes in. It is for you, and your own strategy may not work for another person. And that's something that I wanted to underscore even at the beginning of this conversation.
Thank you. Now, that is very crucial. What you're saying there is, look, before you to get carried away in terms of, this one, I'm going to throw this one in. Number one is, let's say the first commandment is know thyself. What is your current situation? I always see this. People know business investing. It sounds cool. It sounds very, very hard. Do you know the first thing anybody in financial problem looks for is actually how to increase and quickly double the money they have? Because they feel the solution to the problem is I need money. I have 500. Automatically from this 500 to 1,005. So 1,005 will solve the problem that I have right now. You're going about it the wrong way. The reason is because why what got you into the trouble in the first place has not been dealt with. So even eventually when you get lucky and a scheme doubles that money, trust me, you will take all the return from that money and look to double the return on that money. Eventually that is to lose everything. The first thing you need to do there is, number one, slow down.
Yes. Yes.
Slow down completely. See, so it doesn't matter if they say the Bank of England rate is now 60%, you get 50% in APR or there's this and that. No. The first thing is forget everything else and understand, know thyself. Who am I? What is my current situation? Am I in a mess? What got me into the mess? Do I get out of the mess? Ask people, do you have an emergency fund? See, emergency fund and investment funds are two different things. They do two different things.
That's right.
Your investment fund will never get you out of an emergency. Why is that? Most of the time, when an emergency happens, the investment might not have matured. I'll give you an example. We're just surviving the latest bear market, which when you see a portfolio that's gone from 100% to 2%, imagine an emergency happens. We're looking to liquidate the assets we have. What happens? We will sell assets that worth thousands of pounds. We will sell them for hundreds of pounds. And what happens there is you will take a loss, not because that investment is a bad one, it's because of timing. So the market is highly cyclical.
It is.
So if you depend on that, putting your investment is your asset, is your emergency fund. When emergency happens, that is why people keep selling investment at losses.
That's right.
That is why people shout at a loss, because there is a life emergency they need to deal with. So they don't care. That's why people come to you and say, look, I bought this car for £10,000. I've paid it off. I need £2,000. There's nowhere to turn to. What would you give me? And look, like anybody else, when you see somebody buying opportunity, they would buy it at a loss, even taking advantage of that desperation. So if that happens to you, before you do anything, pause, take a few steps back. I know this is the most difficult thing for you to do, but you need to pause. Investing and investment is not the solution. The solution is, what is the cause of the problem? Where anytime you find the need for you to, where you have that itch, that urge that wants you to make you to invest, ask yourself, what is pushing you?
Because it's so important, isn't it, Coach? That, in investment, we have a terminology called unrealized profit, unrealized gain. And I just wanted to come in here and just give this scenario. Right. So we have been hearing about this digital asset Bitcoin for quite some time now. And then when some of us, we went into it at a time when it was really about to peak, right? And then you would have bought Bitcoin for about, those times 45, 50 grand. Well, I'm talking about US dollars, yes. And then went as high as, I think, 60 something dollars, isn't it? And then $66,000 or so. And then if you bought it at that time and you didn't really analyze your current situation, and maybe you took some money, and then during those times, the energy and the FOMO, like fear of missing out, is so high that you can easily be carried away. And then you went into it, and then you bought it. You invested. Let's use the word invested. And then you need that money maybe next month or next 2 months. And then maybe around November 2021 or so, it went, after that peak, it went coming down. And it never saw that level again until very recently. It came down, it came down. So I mean, if you are in somewhere like, mid of 2022, getting to end of 2022, you will be seeing, coming into even 2023, the first half of 2023, you will be seeing, the red. And when your portfolio is when you're losing the red color, so some people will hit that red one when you're in the negative, And then all of that, the loss that you were seeing is called unrealized loss because you have not actually sold that asset. And so if you sell it, then you have actually realized it, okay? But if you keep hold of that asset, like we saw very recently, Bitcoin then came up and up and up and up and up and up until it reached about, I think, 70 something thousand again, all right? And if in that time, if you did not sell it when it was 15,000, it went as low as close to $16,000 or a little under $16,000. But if you did not sell it and left it there, then you would have been around about a few months ago, be in profit again, around about, 6-7 grand in profit. And that's what we are saying, that for you to go into investment, there are
We're having problems again hearing you. I can't hear you at all now. It's completely gone.
Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Wow, the technology is really, really not
No,
playing ball today.
I'm actually, because I'm using a headset. Headsets usually are makes it loud and clear. But I don't use headset, I use a computer head and speakers, mic, you often get feedback. So I tend to shy away from the headset. But maybe I will go without the headset. Yeah, let me
Yeah,
go without the headset. Yeah.
I think it's better now. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So basically, like I was saying before, if you manage to hold on to the asset, through the bear, you'll be seeing losses, but these losses are unrealized as long as you keep hold of them and don't sell. And then if you're able to get it to that stage, like for instance, Bitcoin came up to 70 something grand, then you'll be back again in profit. So the point here is that you must first and foremost understand that you must have some basic principles. Your financial, basically put your house in order, and then investment is very good. For me personally, I like when Jesus does a miracle. And then the book of John, chapter 6, says something that's so powerful. And it says that they ate and they were full. And then he gave them an instruction and said, gather all the crumbs and make sure nothing is lost. Make sure nothing is wasted. Make sure nothing is lost. So important. But, when you gather those things, you're going to have to invest. You're going to have to put somewhere where either, you maintain the value of it over time, or at least you get some returns on that one. And it's always good to be looking for investment. But I think tonight, what I want us to understand is that if you choose to invest, especially as we go into risk assets like stocks and then when you come into the digital assets, hyper risky assets like digital assets like cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and other altcoins, then you must be ready, you know, because over there is not like a bank you saved in the bank, and Bank of England said, okay, you have 75,000 pounds in it, and so okay, the bank is going bust, but we'll still give you 75,000 pounds. Hey, cryptocurrency there's no customer service, there's nobody to call and say, oh, I invested 100,000 and then I've lost it, so please help me find my money. No customer service. You must get the basic principle, set your house in order and make sure and be ready that these ones come with astronomical, returns. At the same time, the risks are very high. When you go in like that, then I know that you are ready to really become really wealthy. You are ready to get some profit because you will not be under pressure to sell. The moment that, and Coach Mo, we've been through this. You and I have been through a lot financially. And the moment when it's like when it looks like often use it, but when hell is like breaking loose on you, at that time is when the market is so red that if you don't even know what to do and you're selling at a loss. So I would say anybody out there wanting to invest, please for your sanity, make sure you have a coach, have somebody with you. If you're very new to investment, and please, if you're not investing, please from today, really start speaking to someone. I mean, we have Coach Mo here, and then start to go into investment because you've got to invest to be able to expect a very good return, in the future that's ahead of us. If you don't put money to the side, if you don't invest in other assets, then you're not expecting anything. But if you're able to still manage your expense and everything and still put some money away and invest in some of these assets, especially when you have a long-term horizon in mind, trust me, you stand a chance of getting some, really, really good profit out of your investment. Yeah.
Thank you. So now, see, you got to the next place I was going to go to, risk and reward. There are two sides to it. I want us to unbundle them and take them one by each. The first one is fear. Mm. Fear is, and fear is what comes with the risk part of investments. I have seen people so afraid to invest more than people who have been reckless with investing. You will hear people say things like, in stock markets, that place that people lose all their money. And people continue to make financial decisions based on just that risk factor alone. I tell people that, look, real estate is good, but in the history of in the history of records we have until recently, the greatest wealth creating machine is equity in the stock market. The 10 richest people in the world, they got wealthy through equity. They built a company, they floated it, the IPO dates, people bought the share and it blew and they made your wealth from there. Very few people actually build wealth through real estate that everybody feel is real estate. See, I love real estate, don't get me wrong. To me, I love real estate. Every portfolio should have that. However, most wealthy people, they secure and preserve their capital and wealth through real estate. They don't usually build it through real estate. If they do, it's something that takes minimum of 10, 15, 20 years to build the level of wealth in the billions we're talking about through real estate. So, Gamani, please tell us, let's look at it let's put the fear factor, and that is the risk. What is it that makes people to be so risk averse that everybody just wants to put money into savings account and just give the bank your bank will give you 5% and they'll borrow it out to people at crazy percent and just give you peanut. What makes people so fearful that all they just want to do is, I just want my money to be in the bank. And considering the fact that inflation is eroding the value of the capital, but still people are still so fearful of venturing past into the investment world.
No, I think we sort of know I mean, it's not far-fetched. It is ignorance. It is lack of knowledge. And that is why I said, first of all, seek knowledge. And I come back to you again. You said there's no point in pouring water into a leaking bucket. Because ignorance is the hole in the minds of people through which, things come in and then they are not able to retain it, And it's so important because almost every human being that is working, they want money. All of us, we want to have money. So it's not like they don't want to have money. It's not like they don't want to be rich. They want to be rich. They want to have money and all of that. But what you just said, that, if I put money in the bank account, I put £100, £1,000 in the bank account. When I go to the following year, it will not be the same £1,000. People will be looking at you and say, what are you talking about? It will still be £1,000. So they have not gone beyond seeing the nominal amount in the account and even understood what is called inflation. They have not understood, this real value of money and all of that. So ignorance is such a disease, right? That makes people to be afraid because you are never afraid of what you are knowledgeable of. No, I mean, many people are afraid of, like for instance, parachuting. Obviously, my background, I was in the army. Many people are very afraid to jump off the flight, of a fly, an airplane that is flying at a very high altitude and to come down. But those who really knew how to do it, they really enjoyed it and they would jump and they are just having a nice time up there onto the, land on the earth. So I think what I'm saying is this, that when we are ignorant of a subject, we are mostly afraid, especially by the losses and the pains that people who were ignorant endured when they attempted it. And that's very important. Others have been and they got wrecked, they got, burnt out. And then others, rather than seeking knowledge, they carry the story of other people and they become afraid of it. They carry the story of others and they become afraid and then they then are prevented by that fear from venturing in. Let's say this. I don't know what you want to do with your excess cash or whatever you want to do with your cash. But if you're not investing, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, what are you putting your money into? Are you just having cash sitting there? You know, I mean, I've been in this country for quite some time now, and I know that even these times have been very terrible. I know what I could buy with £1,000 last year. I can't buy with £1,000 this year. So for my £1,000 to have the same value, it should be looking at inflation, it probably should be about £1,200, or even in some situations, it should be far, far more than that. So even getting an investment that will give you like 10% a year, or 20% a year in the last 2 years, will just be just trying to stay afloat and starting to maintain its value and all of that. Okay. So I think let's understand that if you don't have knowledge of something, first and foremost, seek knowledge in it. There's no man that ever became rich because they put their money in a bank account. Very, very safe. Very, very safe. But you won't get any return on it, especially in the UK. And then if you think you want to go to Ghana or Nigeria and get high return, yes, you take it there. The inflation will just swallow everything up. You put 10,000 cedis there 1 year. The following year, that 10,000 cedis, if you want to buy something with it, you probably need about 20,000 cedis to do that. Okay. So it's that kind of thing where if I want to be wealthy, if I want to be rich, then I must look to invest in other stocks, in other, vehicles. And Coach Moore is an expert in this area. And so for me, I come to him, I speak to him, Clifford, what do you have? What's going on in the market? And he will just give me some things. And that's why you need a coach. Get a coach, get the knowledge, and then start working on your portfolio and start building something. And make sure that once again, when you're putting something away, it is something. Remember what you said the other time. You said you should pay yourself. So that payment to yourself is what you're using to invest. That is not, don't look at it today. Don't look at it tomorrow. It is an investment that is there. You may have your periodical times where you come in and review the portfolio, but you are not going in because you want to get profit next month and sell it and get a profit out. You will be there. Sometimes when you're going like that, you will stay in for forever. Okay. And that's also important. I really want to suggest to somebody that is on the line listening to us today that, the fear of losing your money, and that's why some people go for banks because, coach, they have the app, they can check quickly and see, isn't it? Yeah. And they can call somebody. That should not really make you afraid that, oh, this investment, I don't know what's going on, or having bought. Some people also, they don't see the thing that they have bought physically, so they can't see it. No, now you said I should buy stock and my money is there, and what's happening to my money? No. If you get a good coach, even if you don't have the knowledge, pay for a coach and then let the coach support you and get your portfolio sorted. and then put the money away, you will come back 2 years, 5 years from now, 10 years, and thank somebody here that thank you that you brought this knowledge. Because if you look at the stock market and the price of stocks, they have just been going up like this. Some years they will be going up and down, but over the long term, you see that it's just been going up. It's just been going up. And that's what we need to teach ourselves, train ourselves, and equip ourselves to do, that we put money to a side, for the futures that are awaiting us.
What I like about what you said there is most of the problem we have. See, let's break this fear thing down. Number one, most of us are capable because we are lazy. I'll tell you that. We are unwilling to put in the sweat equity required for us to have the basic minimum, and we generally listen to other people and make conclusion on that information, and we consume that information, and we now embed that information in our decision-making process. Let me tell you this thing I tell people every time there is, never believe anything you hear from anybody 100%.
That's right.
That includes myself. Let me tell you why. See, knowledge, information, knowledge is a moving target. I say this every time. What does that mean? It means I can tell you what is a fact based on my exposure, my limited knowledge, the situation of things at a particular point in time. And what I tell you and what I see at that time might be accurate for that period of time.
That's right.
See, 8 months in the year in the UK, it gets dark by 5 p.m. Right now, if you go outside until 9 p.m., the sun is still shining. What I'm trying to say to you there is, you must always verify and test every information you get.
That's right.
I was speaking to Manny the other day. If the narrative changes because something changed in the market and we needed to adjust, the first thing we do is not come back to you and tell you. That is why we don't give financial advice. If I'm using NVIDIA as an example, and you go and take NVIDIA as gospel truth, and you want to invest in it, if something comes, and I discover that Palantir don't let me start mentioning it, and I discover another company is now actually taking the place of, the next one for you to start looking at, and that is where the money needs to go into. And I'm not going to immediately, the first thing I will not do is to come and say, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, remember I was saying something about NVIDIA the other day. No, I wouldn't do that. I might get to talk about it later, but I might not give you the information, the updates as time sensitive. So whatever you do, that's why I always tell you, never invest in something you don't understand how it is making money.
Coach, let me come in. This thing you told me, how I wish people really knew what happened to us during the break. This is life. This is from the heart. We're sharing these things with you. We're talking about, serious things that happened during the break. And Coach said this. And for me, sometimes when you come across information and you fight against that knowledge, you go and ruin yourself and come back. So what did you say? Can I say it again? Never invest in something you don't understand how it is making money. That would be lottery. Just do it. Gambling. And what a very powerful, profound statement. And you know me personally, and we know what's happened in time past and how when this, I call it principle, has not been adhered to, the losses that followed after that. Before then, people will come back and then ask, okay, what did you say again? Can you say that again? Never invest in something that you don't understand how it is making money. And I just wanted to ask you a question also, Coach. So, if I can trust what people are telling me, then is that why I should have a personal coach, so that at least I know that I'm getting from the source. And then with that relationship, there is the expectation. I'm paying for a service. So then the coach is someone who is kept up to date, because obviously not everybody can have this knowledge and can have this understanding. And sometimes very technical. Blockchain is very technical. Investment is very technical. Not everybody can go on the phone and click and click and click on the laptop. Not everybody can do that technical analysis and the fundamental analysis that you do, So what do we do then,
That question is so profound. Why is it profound? The first thing you need to do there is you need to make sure you are constantly within a circle and community that enhances your financial growth. See, if you're in a room, I say this every time, if you're in a room where there are 5 financially foolish people, count very well, there are 6. You are number 6. If you're in a room where there are 5 financially wise people, count very, very well, there are 6. You're one of them. The reason is because whatever environment you expose yourself to, we are humans. Our soul absorbs environments.
That's right.
That is one thing you can't control. See, if you stay within, how many times have you listened to a song you don't like? Then after a while, you're in the shower, you're singing out somebody else.
You're singing it unconsciously.
You don't see. Your soul is a sponge. That is why you guard your heart with all diligence. The Bible will not tell you to guard it if there is no need for you to take a proactive action about it. So if you know that, look, this is where I'm going, the road I'm going is London, and your friends, they are going to Edinburgh, there is no way you are going to arrive at the same destination. One person will forfeit their destination. It's either you forfeit yours or they forfeit theirs.
That's right.
So, number one, change the group of people you're working with. If the people you work with from Monday to Friday, you do is complaining, you're in trouble. Because one thing, I've benefited more from community of people who are within finance, where I've been able to pick the knowledge there and want to do the research, the knowledge there. So, number one. Number two, please, see, myself, I have coaches that I subscribe to, that I listen to. I have communities I pay hundreds of pounds to for me to stay within there, and for people. You cannot know everything. That is why with medical doctors, they are specialists. They will say this surgeon is in this one. This one is orthopedic. This one is this thing. They all went to medical school.
So you can't have someone that does all the surgeries.
No, you can't. That is why they will tell you what is your, what do you specialize in?
That's right.
See, there are so many people that specializes in different areas. And what does that specialty mean? They devoted more time to that need, so that even a typical example is stocks. So the stock market is so big.
Yes.
But some people, they pick a particular sector and say, look, their own is tech. And they know everything happening in tech. Some have picked finance. They know everything happening in finance. Some they have picked commodities. They know everything happening in that. Now, for you to be able to be well equipped, you now need to find a way where you can tap from the specialty of each of them. Now, this is now where the role of coaches come in.
That's right.
A coach is somebody that provides direction. Number one, a coach will understand your learning ability and your learning level to know where you are. So they will know how they will disseminate and translate information to you. Number two, because the coach spends more time, I spend an average of 6 to 8 hours a day in front of the screen. And I'm not exaggerating, if not more.
I was gonna say more, coach. I was gonna say
At every point in time, I have more than 2 screens in front of me.
That's right.
On average 4. Because this is what I do. See, I'm gonna do this where information, you wait for newsletter, you wait for news, for somebody to get the information, to put it in the news. Sometimes the difference in the margin in the market is 5 seconds of who gets the information first. So what you need is ensure you find somebody that has been ahead of you and could show you direction. They have exchanged their time for that knowledge. You now need to exchange your money for that their knowledge they've acquired.
That's right. That's right.
And I always say this thing that if you could pay somebody 10% and they give you information that will make you make 100%, who wins eventually? Let me tell you something. You will never find quality out there for cheap. It's not there. That is why you don't find pearls everywhere. You don't find diamonds on the surface. There is an equity, there is a sweat equity that comes with value.
That's right.
So to answer that question, get a good coach. Not just that, get a community. Look for people around you. Look at people you can share minds. Look at people you could say, okay, what is going on in the market? If I ask anybody that, what is the first thing you and I always talk about? What's the state of the market?
That's
Even
right.
in our several groups we are in, what is the state of the market? Who gets the wind of this first? Because sometimes when some people get wind of information first, before it went through the market, people are going to position themselves. Some people will go and long the market, some will shut the market because they know tomorrow is Monday and information is coming. See, the UK election, some people are already positioning themselves to maximize it.
That's right.
When Brexit was going to happen, a particular group of people became billionaires because they were privy to some information we're not privy to, and they went to shift the markets. They knew UK was going to leave the EU, and they went to the markets and they made billions. The power of information. To just tell all of you here, just 2 projects to go and invest in, and 9 out of 10 times in 5 years you come back and thank me. That is the power of information.
That's right.
So that is the answer to the question. Get it. Your fear is just because you're lazy, number one. Your fear is because of ignorance. Get somebody to shed light to it and say, this thing is not that difficult. Somebody who can break down what the stock market is in the terms that you will be able to say, oh, that is it. This crypto thing they talk about is so simple, but yet it's so frightening. Depends on who teaches you about it. That's why sometimes when doctors are telling you about surgery, they'll just be saying it as if they'll just cut somebody to 2. And to them, they see it in such simple terms, say, wait, it's a tumor, you will be breaking skull. But they come about it in such a way that is to make you feel comfortable that don't worry. That is the role of mentorship.
That's right.
So that is what my take would be. I could see our time is running. There is no way we're not going to talk about the other side of the coin. We'll talk about fear. Man, let's talk about greed, because don't let me say I've been a victim. Well, I've been a victim. I've been victimized with greed. I'm delivering myself from greed. How many times I've taken profits? Greed has made us say, let us get another 15% of that. So let us not look at it now. So we've looked at the risk is the fear factor. Reward is the greed factor. And those are the 2 forces they are the 2 levels for investments. So let me just throw it out there. When it comes to reward, what are the things people should look out for? What are the things people should be very careful about? What are the things people should know? And I'm sure by now you all know this, that the higher the risk, the higher the rewards. They come hand in hand. If anybody's promising you low risk and high reward, you know that something is not right there. So go ahead, Ogamana.
Thank you. So I think I just wanted for us to continue to discuss and to also share, because really helpful for us to understand. Before you go into investment, you must have your investment goals, and this is very important. So you must be clear on what point, obviously when you want to go into the market, what you're going to be doing between the time you go in and the time that you already have stated to come out of the market. So if you're investing into, say, for instance, Bitcoin or any stock, you definitely are going to have to have a strategy around it. When do I go in it? Over time, what am I doing? What people call it DCA, dollar cost average. Am I going to be buying, every week or every monthly, or what am I doing? Am I just going to observe it whenever there is a dip? I buy some and then add to the portfolio, or what? What are you doing? But at the same time, also you must, understand and agree with yourself, and then also, like I've said, with a coach. And the reason why I'm saying coach, hey, there are things that I survived, you may not be able to survive. You may, like, I don't know. if you invested and lost, say, 20,000 pounds, 50,000 pounds, I don't know what would happen to you, 100,000 pounds. So you must understand that the market will not always go up. And the energy that is in the market when the market is growing is so infectious that if you don't have a strategy and you don't have a coach and say, hey, come out of it. And then now we said when we get here, we'll take some profit or we will even exit the market. Then you will be there looking at it. Remember, it is unrealized profit. You're looking at profit, and it is called what? Unrealized profit. And then you will look at it. There's a guy who Coach Mo knows. He said that at some point he was going to buy aircraft. Yes. No, the guy was so much in profit that he was going to buy aircraft.
Yeah.
And he was actually not just he was thinking about it, he was actually searching the market, isn't it? And in order to place
aircraft, yeah.
Order for an aircraft. And then the market started coming down. And then, obviously when it started, you come up, you go up again, and it never went up. And for some of the investments, he lost everything. This is serious. And so greed is that energy that is found among men that, okay, I'm here. I made 10%. Well, I can make 20%. And then quickly you go and look at somebody's profit. Oh, they made 1,000%. And then you already have made 100%. And you think, no, someone made 200%. Oh, okay, I can also make 200%. And then it is in it. And then you, rather than taking profit, because either you don't have a strategy around that, or you had a strategy, but then nobody's held you accountable for, well, or maybe it's spoken to you and given that counsel to do it, and so you're still in the market, and you stay in the market until everything comes crashing again, and then that profit that you saw is no more. And some people actually don't survive that. Some people don't survive and this is very serious. When you're in the stock market and listen, there are people who don't survive the consequence of being greedy. And when I say they don't survive it, mentally something happens, and some of them they even end their lives. And if you go into the world of investing and all this, you will hear some of these stories. Okay, so please, to help you have a coach, agree your strategy, invest for the long term. If you're doing something because the market has gone down, you want to go in, please always prepare. Even if you think you want to take profit, like a month or 2 months later, prepare yourself so that 2 months time when the market is down, you are not forced to sell. So that's why I like your idea of emergency fund. Where is that money that I've put aside that is not invested, and is the one that I recourse to, if there's any emergency at all. So please prepare yourself, have your strategy in place, create, show it to your coach, let someone hold you accountable. And when the time comes for you to take profit, please do take profit. You will come back thanking some of us, because what we have been through, we don't want you to go through. And that is what we are saying. It's not, I heard it and I'm telling you. I went through it.
Believe in it.
I'm telling you.
Thank you so much. I wish we could go on and on, but already we've gone past well over the hour time already. And I know that it's Sunday. We still need to get some time, spend some time with family. And like we said, England always comes back. England is winning 2-1. And I just have to put that there. Sorry, that energy had to come. Yep. So England is not losing anymore. I knew they were going to come back.
I've already decided that game, so don't worry.
Yeah, I knew my boys are going to come back.
No.
Yeah,
I've spoken that one into being, so that one was going to happen.
People are.
We'll go back and watch it.
Definitely. Come on, England.
We know how we do it. Even the weather sometimes is, everything about this country. We also who are in this country, we understand it. So when we are pushed to be sitting there, it's very hot sometimes. But
we started, we said it that we know England.
So who scored?
Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane. So these are my boys. They're doing well. So now, in conclusion tonight, basically, everybody, thank you very much for your time. You've had a very massive, easy back-to-back weekend. I think, it's all started from Friday. So you've been able to honor us for this time. We don't take it for granted. From the old part to note saying, thank you very much, Apostle Mansford Asante, financial analyst, financial manager, your title, I don't know what to call you, ex-military, insurance specialist, accounting specialist, project consultant specialist,
I'm looking for that person. I just look let me call someone behind me.
Do really, really appreciate that. So thank you for your time.
Wonderful.
So everybody out there, we just want to say this thing. See, number one, investments, they all carry risk. Number two, know thyself. Number three, get knowledge. Whatever you do, see, life is governed by principles. Your ability to excel in any sphere of life is directly proportional to your knowledge, understanding, and application of the principle that governs that sphere. The sphere of finance has the principles that govern it. Get the knowledge, get the understanding before you begin to apply. That is the order of things. You know, you be, so you can do. So thank you very much, everyone. Oh, I just remembered. Oh, do you know everyone? I'm an author. I keep forgetting to share with people every time. Yes, my books were launched a month ago. That's why we're not,
That's right.
we're launching. It's in a month right now, actually. This is the first book, The Knowledge Problem. It's on Amazon. Search for it, you'll get there. And then this is my personal favorite, Maya's Magic Coin. It's a book for children. Please, it's important you get to start exposing your children to this thing. There's no point you leaving them all this wealth that they're going to squander at the end of the day because why they were not prepared. Prepare your children ahead of time. Expose them to financial literacy a lot earlier so that they don't go through all the struggles you are going through. So from the Parts Note team, we'd like to say thank you very much. Ever tonight, we're going to wait because I always rush away. Do we have any questions at all? Let's go through YouTube, the Zoom. Do we have anyone with any questions at all? Let's leave room for questions and answers today. Is anyone going to be able to ask us a question? Has there been any question on this topic that you'd want myself or you want Mansford to take? Anybody? I'm just going to slow down a moment and I'll let the team give me a nudge through the chat to let me know. Do we have any questions at all? Anybody raising their hands? I guess there is no questions, but whatever time you decide to watch this, just watch it. If you have any questions, drop us a question, reach out to us on all our pages. The information is out there and we will be glad to respond to you. So thank you very much, everyone. And remember, we're going to see you again, same time next month, last weekend of every month. We're going to be live and we're going to be here again with myself. I might bring another guest, you just never know, but I'll keep that on the wrap. So till I see you again, everybody, please say a big thank you to Mansford the Scientist Senior for his time. We appreciate you. We celebrate you. Thank you very much. And to all the family, all the Parts Note team, have a wonderful Sunday. God bless. We'll check it out.
Bless you all. Have a great
see you later.
Next half of the year. Thank you.
Bye. And let's go and watch the England game, everybody.
We won.
Yeah.
All right. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye.